3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
Hello,
go.
welcome to United Kopitiam. And here we have 4 people today. We have me saying the one in red cap is Hilmi. We have the one in air
Guru,
dots. The one in air dots is
Guru,
Nisagant. And then we have the one with the mustache. It's
Yeah.
we call him Star, and yeah, we have 2 Manchester United fan here, both in red, and we have a Liverpool fan in a very nice working shirt. Yep, and and the other one, it's a Real
yeah,
Madrid fan. We have a Real Madrid fan, and we have promised to bring you a Real Madrid fan, and we are
Yeah.
interested to know at least what's happening to Zidane and the Barcelona in Spain. The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane. Okay,
Oh,
so today we're going to discuss about the main game. The main game, of course, is Southampton versus Manchester United. It's always the main game on United got beat down. Also, the big game is this week would be Arsenal versus Tottenham.
Tottenham.
It's a London derby. It's a battle of the losers. Battle of the losers. I
betul
mean,
betul.
yeah, we too. We are also one of the losers. But anyway, let's jump into uh let's talk about Southampton versus Manchester United first on United Kopitiam, and because it's early kickoff on a Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And well, Manchester United has lost to Crystal Palace, one of the worst game,
Yeah,
alongside Huddersfield and
surprising.
Cardiff. Yep, yep. So let's talk about penalty takers. Let's talk about penalty takers first. We had Pogba missing, and we had now Rashford missing, both missing penalties in 1 week. When Pogba, yeah, when Pogba missed and then he got racially abused, and Rashford missed, he got racially abused. Well, this is what it means playing for Manchester United. It's a big club, and there's going to be a lot of haters. We have haters among ourselves too, which is fine. It's banter. That's football. So, what do you think of the penalty situation at Manchester United? Like, should Rashford continue taking? Should we pass it to Pogba, or is there someone else like Anthony Martial to take the penalty? Let's go to the United fan first.
Ah,
Hit me. Yeah.
okay. Let me put it this way. If you happen to be the person who forced the opposing team to concede the penalty, that means you step up and take the penalty. Enough said. So for me, I think there's a underwritten rule. All this while those who force the opposing team to concede a penalty, they should be the one who takes the penalty. But now it seems that there's team orders where you place this one. I don't know. Maybe it is based on what they do in during training. They see who gets the best penalty each now and then. So there's a list of who should take the penalty ahead of the other player. So given the current situation, both are experiencing a heavy pressure. They're both under pressure to really um, take the penalty. And then I know it seems easy. Yeah, I rant out by saying that how hard can it be?
You need to take a penalty.
Taking a penalty. How hard can it be? The thing is, if you are under pressure,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
okay.
current situation is whoever it is that forces the penalty, he should be the one taking enough.
Even if it's
That's it.
Scott McTominay, because that day it was Scott McTominay who conceded the penalty.
Yes, 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 definitely yes. Yep,
Okay,
that's it.
let's go to Star, right? Let's Star. Do you
Alright.
agree that, the person who concedes a penalty, that he's the one supposed to take it, or should there be a list of penalty takers that they should adhere to?
Alright. So I'm pretty sure Menu has a training session every day, right?
Well, almost every day unless it's off
Almost
day.
every day, right? So they usually practice penalties in the training grounds. So the coach should have gotten a list of like a few players who can actually take the penalty, right? For example, Madrid has a list of going from Ramos as the first penalty kick taker
Really a penalty?
up to
Okay,
Masa.
okay.
Yeah, he takes
Defender.
penalties. So
Yeah,
if
okay.
you say like the one who gets fouled takes the penalty, I'm pretty sure Ramos does not get fouled most of the time. He
Yeah,
takes the
yeah.
penalty most of the time. Yeah, because it's a training thing. The coach should have gotten a list, because if the let's say if the game goes to penalties after extra time, he should have had the list before. beforehand.
And I think, for Liverpool, it's definitely Salah, right?
I think the first person to go for penalty is Milner. He's never missed
Milner.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, he never misses. And Salah.
he never
And the day
misses
it was
penalty.
Salah who took it. So
Yeah,
I think there is a list of penalty takers. And I guess that day when Pogba took it, it's like, I think the instruction that Ole says it depends on the players themselves, how do they feel, But he does have a list. He does have a list of whether it's Pogba, whether it's Rashford. I think even Anthony Martial, there's three of them, and these are the people that are going to take the penalty. And it depends on who these three that is going to take the penalty, like who won it. Is it from whose side? Whose side was that beautiful sound from?
Bells are tolling. Oh my god.
was that?
Yeah. your scoop sound, is it the scoop? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
can you hear that?
Yeah. All right, so yeah, I can hear that. But anyway, Liverpool feeder team, who in this Southampton team is still a threat to Manchester United. That will still feed Liverpool.
Oh god.
I'm not sure who's playing for Southampton anymore because there's a lot of play movement.
Yeah. I think one of the better player they have is James Ward-Prowse, and also we talk about Mario Lemina to Manchester United. So they still have a strong team, and I think the difference between Southampton and Crystal Palace is Southampton they play a more expensive, they play a more attacking football. So that's why I fancy many United chances, but because there seems to be what do you call that? A way to beat Manchester United, which is just shut up shop and just attack on the counter. And so what is our advice to Oli? What is our thoughts, opinions on who should be playing or how to break down stubborn team like Crystal Palace?
I think Southampton always likes to play a long ball, right? So that might be a real threat for Manchester United. Looking at the way Crystal Palace
it could be. Yeah. I mean you have a template there, so why go and break the template? But this is Liverpool feeders team ground. This is their stadium.
Is it a young team?
It's a mix. It's a mix. Like it's 25 years old, and then we still have players like I think Jay Rodriguez is still there, which Shane Long is still there, and these are the more experienced players. The more experienced player, but when you couple with James Ward-Prowse and Mario Lemina, they're at about 24, 25. So it's a mix. It's a mix of good experience. And they started the season by losing. I think they started by losing, but I think they won one of the 3 games. So it's a mix. It's a mixed bag. Nobody has a perfect start at the moment except Liverpool.
But the one against Sheffield United, was it Sheffield United?
I think last game they won. So anyway, the question is how to break stubborn teams down. Like what should Manchester United do?
You're asking me?
Anyone?
That's a problem that every team has, right? Like how to break down a stubborn defense.
Exactly. I think Liverpool had that problem about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
you just have to keep trying. You just have to keep being creative, and
Yeah. True.
Who is the most creative player in Manchester United other than Pogba? Because Pogba is always going to be in the team.
I think Juan Mata.
Okay. How about me?
He might fit for this game compared to Jesse Lingard playing at that place.
I agree with Nessa. It can be Juan Mata. And at the same time, the one that's missing currently, it's Fred. I'm not seeing Fred anywhere. Not in the team sheet, not at. So I don't know what happened to him. So other than that,
do you want Fred to come back into the team?
Yes, I do because he has something to prove this season. For me, last season he was by injury and at the same time by mixed opportunity for him. Last season we were distracted by Champions League actually, so that's why we were not utilizing Fred to his utmost capacity. So for me, this season, Ole doesn't need to leave out Fred. He needs to be incorporating Fred into the first team.
And I think Fred coming back will do a better job with McTominay at the back while pushing Pogba up higher on the pitch so that he can be a bit more. He can play more. He can be more involved in the attack because currently he's passing the ball left, he's spraying the ball right, he's trying to open up the play, you know. But when it reaches up there, there's just no one up there to create. So I think Pogba. Yeah, I think Gomez, it's a very interesting shout. But the thing is, we are not going to see Gomez right up in the starting 11 straight there. But we do have injury to Martial, so he could be on the bench. And like you say, Mata could start, or Fred could come in, but I think the most interesting part is we have our captain back on the left wing, Ashley Young. Sir Ashley Young. Okay, that's the reality of Manchester United. Okay, so Crystal Palace, it's a damning game. Last 15 games, we have only won 3 times. Does Ole have time? Will Ole have time? So anyone thought about how long does he have?
What do you think?
How long do you guys want to give him?
I'm willing to give him the 3 years that is in the contract, but you know,
it's all about the fans, right? It's all about the fans.
Manchester United fans sometimes can be quite impatient, and I'm the one that's going to shout patient with Ole for the same reason. I think Real Madrid will shout for Zidane, right? And also the same reason why Chelsea will stay with Lampard. Yeah.
I think that's the template of how Liverpool being where they are now, because they were patient with Klopp. During the first season, I remember, Nessa,
Klopp's first season actually
wasn't that good, right?
But he brought them to 2 cup finals.
Yeah.
They went to the Europa Cup final, and also they lost 2 finals.
Yeah. So losing finals is more. It's damaging towards the we call it motivation and also sentiment, you know. But the thing is, Klopp managed to pull everyone out, and last season he became the European champion. So
I think Liverpool always bottle in a lot of. I mean, Liverpool and Pochettino's are bottlers actually. So last year, European Champion League final, it's the battle of the bottlers. But one of them has to win. One of them has to win, and it came out Klopp won. So you see Pochettino. Okay, we're going to talk about Pochettino side later. So I'm willing to give him up the contract that he has. I'm willing to see his rebuild. Mostly also because I start to see a lot of real rebuilding when Alexis Sanchez goes, Lukaku goes, and the latest rumor is Chris Smalling is in the loan deal to go to Roma.
right.
So all right, we are actually removing the Deadwood. To be honest, Chris Smalling, it's a better defender than Phil Jones. But if we let's say we have a sales and then we have Toyota, Honda, and Kia, Hyundai lining up together, and so who are you gonna buy? Who are you gonna buy? They are all crap old cars, you know. But who are you gonna buy? You're still gonna go back to Honda and Toyota because they are trustable. So nobody wants our Kia, nobody wants our Hyundai, and nobody wants our Rojo, Damian, and Jones. And these are the people I want to see go first. But Chris Smalling is not the worst shout to go, and we can see the rebuild, the actually removing of the Deadwood being really, really real. It's gonna happen, and we are moving 3 players out, and I'm actually quite excited of the youngsters coming in. So let's move on to now let's talk about Sanchez leaving. You know, at the end of the day, the Sanchez, Arsenal legend. Is he Arsenal legend? I wish our Arsenal fan is here. But Arsenal legend. What is wrong with Sanchez? I think he's unhappy. I think he's just unhappy. He cannot gel.
Money. I think it's the money.
Money ruined him.
No, he got paid a lot. He got complacent. He didn't have to actually play a game to get money. So I think it's the money. The money
maybe the contract was not clear on the bonuses that he'll get, you know, on top of how you have to perform. There's no performance bonus in that sense. It was clear cut, like you get paid this much.
Actually they are. Number one, I think he gets a lot of reports, but one of the reports is 350,000 straight up. 350,000 straight up, and
that's a lot of
70,000 on appearance. Of course, there's goal, also there's assists, so that's why it reaches 500 because of all these add-ons.
He is spoiled by money.
Yeah. I think no players gets like 350,000 up front without a performance bonus. Like no one in Premier League.
To be honest, he's not Oh God, not that guy though. No, don't mention that guy yet. But yeah, to
I
be
think it's
honest,
600. Yeah, yeah.
350k, 350k. What do you call for his stature? I don't think so.
Mm.
He doesn't deserve the 350k.
Actually,
For
based on
me,
what he's done, what he's doing at Manchester United, he deserved not even 100k. But
yeah,
um,
he doesn't deserve the
when
money
he
though.
comes in, I can see the reason why we give him, because he is one of the best player in English Premier League. It's just that
Like
he
it was cheap.
cannot. Yeah, he cannot do an Aguero, and that's the reason why. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's not free. We gave him Mkhitaryan, but he is touted as one of the best EPL players, and yeah, it's ridiculous that he cannot live up to his name. And I guess that's why at the end of the day, the money he got swerved by the money, and Manchester United is not what he loves, and he just cannot get along with the players. He cannot. I think there's still a player in him, but that players will not succeed at Manchester United. So
age,
um,
injury as well, maybe.
yeah. So I think leaving to Inter Milan again, like Lukaku, will be a good move for him. Will be a good move for us. But how do you see? Like, let's go to Hilmi. How will you see Sanchez leaving? What are the effect that's going to have? Whether it's positive, whether it's negative.
It will be positive for the club because now that Ole is being serious about rebuilding and then utilizing all these youngsters,
That he's talking about.
prioritizing youth. Like now, when you mentioned that he's one of the best Premier League players, you try to put him side with Aguero. So for me, Aguero is on a different level. He's better as a complete player, as a complete striker. Sorry, he's better as a striker compared to Sanchez. Sanchez more of an inward winger. So you can see
Yeah, sure.
the inward, you can see the downward spiral performance.
Me is breaking down.
Am I the only one that's breaking down with me?
No,
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
heard.
me is breaking down.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
fine.
breaking
Okay,
down.
now
Okay,
it's good.
it's fine.
No, it's fine.
So you can see such a player, when you are an inverted winger, you're not an out and out striker like Aguero. You can see the
Mm.
downward spiral because most of the time you'll be using your speed to your advantage. So
But
as
now he
you
doesn't have speed.
correct, as you age, you do not um, as you age, for in case of Sanchez, he did not adapt well towards his transition. Like how Ronaldo, if you look at Ronaldo, the way that he transitioned himself from a winger going to a
First
forward to an
striker.
out and out striker. So such a player, sometimes a player doesn't adapt fast, and it become a problem. When it becomes a problem,
Yeah.
and definitely shows, it shows. So for me,
But
it
when
will
you
be
look
a
at
positive.
players like Iron Robben, they're still okay to play at
Yep.
34, 35 at that winger, and he still had that pace. So
Yeah,
maybe at
Correct.
his second
yeah.
side.
It's about fitness.
Like
It's about
it
fitness.
is things to play as a winger. If you look at the way that he plays in Munich, in Bayern Munich, he's still playing as a winger. As for
Yeah.
Sanchez, they try to adapt him as a center
As a
striker, right?
striker, yeah.
So it doesn't suit him well the way that he plays his game. So yeah, it'll be a positive for me. It'll be a positive step. I don't see any negativity. The negative side will be on the way that Sanchez leaves. That's all.
I,
Because
I, I think he left on a very gracious note, right? I think he was
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
picture
yeah.
with the team. He
No
was
one bothered.
saying goodbye to his Carrington, and it's like I think he has
Hey,
he
money keeps coming, man.
yeah, money keeps coming for him, and the
Uh,
deal
he-
is never going to be advantageous to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least we are paying, half. We're only paying half of that, and I think that's fine because I'd rather lose this another half than to keep him the full money,
yeah.
and for him to sit on the bench. It's not going to be a big part of the team anyway. And Greenwood, Gomez, Strong is going to be a bigger part moving forward. Okay, so we have this big size. Alex Sanchez, I would say, is on a decline. Like you say, it's on a decline. Speed has gone. So we have another players here that the speed is also going down. Very big player, very big money. Gareth Bale. How do you see of the situation of Gareth Bale's in Real Madrid star? Do you want to
For
move him
now,
on?
for now, from the 2 games he played, I'd say he'd stay though. I say
Yeah,
he's. I say
I
he's.
see him stay.
He's not going anywhere. He's
But
not
he's
going.
playing
on loan.
games.
He's playing games.
He's still
I think
scoring goals.
yeah, he's still scoring goals. I think he's still in a form where you can actually use him somewhere. Not as a striker like Ronaldo, but in a what do you call, like a 4-3-3 formation like Barcelona's playing, where Messi, Suarez, and Griezmann is playing. He can fit that kind of system. He's like a Robin or Ribery, kind of like that kind of player.
Cutting
So
in.
yeah, I think he fits okay in Zidane's plan, but
But I
not for
think
the long term though.
yeah,
Not
I
for
think the biggest problem is it's Zidane's dislike for him. Now he has to
yeah,
play.
that's the thing.
He has to play him.
Yeah,
So yeah,
he has
that's
no choice though. He has no
yeah.
choice. Either
Can't
than
move him on.
Vinicius, Rodrigo, the new signings hasn't come into place yet. So Bale has
Mm.
to, like, he's like James Rodriguez right now. James is injured, but yeah, he played tremendous in their
Injured.
1-1 draw. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
always
maybe
injured.
I don't know though. I don't know though. He's always on the mending table, but yeah,
Lukaku is
he's a
injured.
yeah, that's a term though. But yeah, it's James. James is in James. James is in good form. I can deny that.
Yeah.
Bale has still something left in him though.
Mm.
I think he stays.
He's been paid huge wage.
Yeah, God,
Same
it's
as
so
Sanchez.
hard to keep him on the bench while he's paid like that. I know.
He won 2 Champions League for you guys.
He
Yeah,
want
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to though.
And he's still young, actually. He's
Three
29,
Champions
30.
League, all by himself.
Yeah. Actually, I don't understand the Gareth Bale problem because his speed, his stats is still intact. He's not declining like Sanchez.
I think more to
Yeah.
a personal problem with Zidane though. Maybe
Yeah,
something
exactly.
is there.
Yeah. I think he's not learning Spanish. That's why.
It's not blown up in the press, but
Yeah,
there must be something.
Ronaldo, man.
Yeah,
Be like
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Go learn some por favor, man. Gracias.
he learned it. Oh, the thing I heard about
Italian.
Yes,
they're
Stas.
saying Zidane is losing
Exactly.
the locker room. They're saying that Zidane is losing because the 1-1 draw they played like attacking football. First half was tremendous, but didn't get a goal. And then after they got the goal, 10 minutes from time, they let in a goal. So the draw actually played some big role in the media stirring that Zidane has lost the locker room. I don't know how far is that.
And also because a lot of people are saying that Real Madrid is as big as Manchester United, and there's always going to be a lot of news, positive, negative, affecting the team. We are very experienced in that sense, So what do you think? What do you think about Zidane's losing locker room news, and also what do you think about the pre-seasons? Like, how is this going to affect Zinedine Zidane moving forward?
Oh, Zidane. The one thing is I'm sure of is they have to stick with Zidane though. He's the only one that has the recipe, and he has the same sort of like core players. Yes, he still has Ramos. He still has Modric, Kroos. Those kind of players. They know how to work with Zidane. The young players they might take time to adapt, but yeah, the recipe is there. But how he cooks it, it's a different thing though. Because one thing about staying too long in a what do you call it, safe zone, you get complacent with it.
So yeah, if you talk about Manchester United fans being impatient, in comparison, we are rabid to Manchester to Real Madrid's we are turtle as compared to Real Madrid's rabbit.
God, they are unforgiving. I mean, like
yes.
Even if James gets a good game, last game, they still say he's going somewhere though.
Yeah, and for Real Madrid fans, actually, they turn very, very quickly on whether their manager, their players.
I think it's a Spanish fan.
It's a Spanish fan, same as Barcelona.
Oh, same as Manchester. We have a lot. That's what happened when you're a big team. You just have to suck it in. So they have 2 games, 1 win and 1 draw against.
Draw against Valladolid. It's a
oh my God.
Valladolid actually lost the first game, and that was their first point.
That's just as bad as Crystal Palace.
That's not a but we drew though, so yeah.
And we drew with Yeah. So good job for drawing with Valladolid. Okay, so next, we're gonna talk about the London Derby, battle of the losers. Arsenal lost to Liverpool. I said I'd say Arsenal was beaten to a pulp by Liverpool. Liverpool was really fantastic in that
was
game.
an ugly
Controlled the
game
game,
for Arsenal.
attack and attack and attack. You know, they really put it into Arsenal face. I couldn't see Arsenal coming out of their own half. I mean, only with the sometimes Pepe doing his skill, bringing it on. So Pepe is a really, really good buy. I have to say that.
Yeah.
But they were beaten to a pulp by Liverpool
Really
and
good.
Tottenham. Somehow did a Manchester United and they lost to Newcastle. Joletin scored, I think, very early on, and Tottenham tried to attack and could never find a way through. So what do you see? Like, why Tottenham lose to Newcastle? I think that's the first question I want to ask. Like, again, why did they bottle it against such a minnow teams? I mean, Newcastle is going to go down this season, right? How in the way they lose? Anyone?
Like when you look at this, when you look at let's go to one game prior to that, like Spurs versus Man City.
Okay.
I think like these top teams, like the top 6 teams, they're really attacking. Their mind is always in attacking form, so they don't pay a lot of attention to how to break down teams. Like what you said just now, how do you break down an ultra defensive team? Definitely, when you look at the game the other day, Spurs versus Newcastle, all 11 of the Newcastle players, they were very disciplined. They maintained their line.
Wow.
There were 6 people in the box all the time, and they were just trying to counter attack, and they got it early. So against teams, I won't say small teams, against bottom half of the table, teams at the bottom half of the table, they're always going to play defensive, and if they get an early goal, you can say it is game over for a better team, because it's going to be like pretty much impossible. They're going to they're going to put 10 players in the box. You won't be able to. You won't be able to do much. The entire game, you're just going to try to break them down, and then you lose the ball, and then you go high up, and then you're going to tire down your players as well, because they are not moving away from their half. They're just getting 1 or 2 players to go up.
Then we should put
and if they get the second goal, and that's that's going to be really humiliating. So you're getting your
exactly what happened to Manchester United. So that's why I would say, like, there is a recipe to break down 10 players in the box, because that is just schoolboys tactic. But at the end of the day, I think to break down this team, you need a mix of you have to mix up the play. You have to mix up whether you pass in the ground, whether you cross into the box. You just have to somehow mirror their defense. And then if they defend, you have to attack, and you have to put 10 players in the box. And you have to put in crosses.
Importantly, you don't get them to score first. You score first.
Yeah, you have to go intensive.
That's very important.
That's very important.
If they score, park the bus. That's it.
Yeah.
And
that's a lot. This is the template to beat Manchester United.
Mourinho won so many cups
goals against Liverpool, right? It was the template to go against Liverpool. That's Jose Mourinho's tactic.
He left the mark though.
1-0.
He should.
Score the first goal. Drogba get the goal.
Shut up.
As long as like 3 points, that's it, man. I win the game, but nobody say anything.
And talking about Jose Mourinho, if Zinedine Zidane loses his job, or he walks because the fans are just ruthless, you have.
I know where you're going with this. No.
and Manchester United fan will be happy because Pogba's not going to go to Real Madrid then.
Oh God.
Playing under Mourinho,
Yeah. Okay. Unai Emery. Let's go to me. I'm going to ask you this question. Unai Emery, it was not good enough against Arsenal, and last season he wasn't good enough, and he took a very, very brave decision of omitting Ozil from the starting lineup, being Denis Ceballos, and also Ceballos, I think he came in on the wing, so it's a tactic problem. How do you see Unai Emery? Will he be a success at Arsenal, and how would he shape Tottenham going into shape Arsenal going into this game?
If you look at the way Unai Emery, the way that he manages each and every game, you need to look at the way that he manages his PSG team. He's a very reactive kind of manager, very reactive kind of manager. He tries to take the team out of their comfort zone and really push their limit. So that's when you know what, that's what a lot of managers in big clubs like PSG, where the owners are very much pushing for success in a different way. So that's, you can see Arsenal. Arsenal is not that kind of for me Arsenal is not that kind of team that the owner itself doesn't pushes the manager. You can have a look at the way Arsene Wenger being the most the more
Arsene Wenger's on the board already. He has the control.
being being the manager with the most
I
years
want to build a
manager.
stadium.
Yeah, correct. They cannot the way Unai Emery fits the kind of Arsenal, where Arsenal is heading. They are very much reactive. They are not afraid to lose a game. They are not chasing anything. What they want is the Arsenal way to it. The Arsenal way to
Oh,
it.
they
If
want the
you
top
want,
four.
Top
correct,
4.
There's
that
Arsenal Cup number 4.
States Cup and so on. So yeah. So for me, Unai Emery fits the Arsenal way. It will be a long-term kind of project for us. So that's why I think the European Unai Emery. But Unai Emery doesn't fit for PSG. PSG is very much the owner is really pushing for super glory. They want the result now. Yeah, they want the result now. So such a manager, such an owner manager, such an owner to understand a manager with Unai Emery style, it's very rare nowadays. So for me, the way that he manages, he can still continue. You can see against Tottenham, he'll be changing. He'll be changing his tactics again. Most likely, he will include Denis Ceballos, but in the position that he plays Ceballos during the first game, where Denis
Second
Ceballos
midfield.
assisted correct back midfield, and then maybe I don't know, maybe the inclusion of Ozil just to make sure that Spurs has Spurs starts at the back of their foot, because they have two creative players in midfield. So that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Can I say
Ozil
something
is-
though about Arsenal?
Yeah.
You have Aubameyang and Lacazette, two of the most fastest striker in the
And
world, man.
Pepe.
And Pepe. You
Pepe.
can't make it work. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Get this shit together,
I think,
man.
I think you
Seriously.
need more than one season, to get things
Yeah.
working.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Talking
think
about rebuilding,
Mm.
yeah.
like currently you spoke about, like we can see Manchester United, Arsenal, and Spurs on a rebuilding exercise. But when I look at Chelsea, who's on a transfer ban, they got some new players, young talents coming in. I think they've got the best young talent at the moment, and
Correct.
they were not recruited this season. They were Mason Mount and Tammy Abrams. They are like two of the best young players that I can see currently. Playing. They just came into the
They were
squad
fringe players,
and
though,
they're
last
doing
year.
a fantastic job. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, I would say Mason Mount has done is doing a fantastic job, and don't forget they still have Hassan Odoi, who's injured now, and Tammy Abraham. I can see inconsistency in him. I see a bit of Danny Welbeck in him, but we shall see how he grows. We shall see how he grows, because he
Is it
went down
because
to
he's black?
Swansea. He was
Because he's black.
Uh,
That's a similarity, though. Yeah, sure.
Hassan Odoi is black. Okay. Anyway, because he went to Swansea. He went to Swansea in the championship. He did okay. He did well, but he's never excellent. And so that's what I think about Tammy Abraham. He will do well in Chelsea, but he's not going to do the drop bar that will be a legend for Chelsea.
Definitely.
But Mason
Not
Mount,
that
I can
DNA.
see that player in him. He will do better than Ross Barkley is doing for Chelsea. And Hassan
Hazard
Odoi on
just
the wing.
went out.
And we still have Ruben Loftus-Cheek in Chelsea. We forgot about him. Kurt Zuma at the back, but Kurt Zuma has not been reliable this season, but he can grow into reliability. So that's Chelsea versus Sheffield United, and you jump into Chelsea too fast, because we cannot be a Malaysian YouTube channel if we don't talk about Timo Pukki, from Norwich.
Are you?
Managed by Daniel Farker.
God damn it! It's been 2
He
weeks.
is
Not work. Nessa is working.
He scores.
on Fantasy Premier League with the highest.
Yeah, man. I put
man.
it.
I told you on first day after he scored against Liverpool that this guy is gonna score.
Alright, and Norwich against Chelsea was probably just their defense was not good enough for Tammy Abraham and
Yeah, the
Mason
defense definitely not good enough.
Yo, so
The defense was leaky.
yeah, so moving forward, I mean we can see that Chelsea against another
I
promoted
think even in championship, they shipped in a lot of goals.
team.
Yep, correct. They're very much on the
Yeah, they just put in more because Pookie has scored 29 goals in the championship. I can say the name with a straight face.
No, I think the key to success is not Timu Puki. The key to success is that because they have a
I thought the Matthew was going to come out.
Oh yeah, did you hear the chant?
Yes, can hear the bell. Yes. Luckily, Pepe did not go to Norwich. Okay. Man City versus Brighton, Liverpool versus Burnley. Yeah, I think we don't have to talk about those games. It's a win. It's a win for Liverpool. It's a win for Man City.
Again, if Burnley gets an early goal and then they start to defend, it's going to be very
might
difficult.
come into
Ashley Barnes has scored for the past 3 games, so he should be a threat. Burnley can get a goal somewhere like
Ashley Barnes is Burnley's Timo Pukki.
Don't say too much. Come on, man.
Malaysian and Singaporeans love it. Yeah.
Are they playing away or playing at home? Liverpool versus Burnley.
Who's playing home?
Burnley home, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool,
There'll be a very big challenge, for Liverpool. Last season, you got points there.
Really well. Burnley has done really well. Norwich has a really good attacking side, but they believe in attacking Norwich. And also Brighton. I think Brighton won 3-0 in Sheffield United. Again, this EPL is you can never guess what's going to happen because they've win, they lost. Especially teams like Brighton and Burnley. But Burnley, Ashley Barnes has been doing very well. So it's gonna be a threat to Liverpool. And of course, as I mentioned, another fan, we hope they lose, but the writing's on the wall that's gonna win. Okay, let's go to Real Madrid. So I don't know who Real Madrid is going because to go against. The thing is, do you believe? Of course, you're believing in Zinedine Zidane and what's doing. As a Manchester United fan, I understand how important or how celebrating it is to have an ex-player, a legend, to lead your team out, right? So definitely, I know you don't want Jose Mourinho. And against next game, what do you see Real Madrid doing? Like, is Bale's going to continue to have good games?
Right now, they're facing some injuries because Isco is out, James Rodriguez is out. Who's the young guy? The under 23. Oh, I forgot his name. The left
Vinicius Junior or something, right?
No, the Spanish guy. Oh, I forgot his name.
It's no. Callejon already been sold.
That guy is out. Asensio. Not Asensio. Asensio is out. Yeah. So
that's pretty.
The possibility of Bale playing, 90% of the time, I guess. 90% of the time. I can bet my ass
lost
on
so
that,
many people.
Yeah, they lost a lot of people.
Hey guys, we forgot to talk about the draw, the Champions League draw.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it came out yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good team.
So which one? You see, I'm gonna put it up. There's one team really perplexes me. Which is the team that has no big teams. It just perplexes me because how do they all get together? All the medium teams and the low teams all get together. That's Group G, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really balanced team.
Man City got a good team, right? They're in an easy group.
Man City's gonna blitz it through. Yeah, Man City's gonna blitz it through. Liverpool and Napoli. I think that's interesting draw, right? Yeah. So, but the other two are cannon fodder. They're just there to fill up the number. Okay, and Inter Milan. I want to talk about Inter Milan. Inter Milan versus in the team with Barcelona, if I'm not mistaken.
Barcelona.
Yeah, how are you going to see Inter Milan with Alexis Sanchez and Lukaku do in the Champions League? Let's go to me.
I think they've got a few more players, right, in Inter Milan now. I think Perisic.
Perisic's gone.
Still there.
On to
He's got.
God damn.
Yeah. So they wanted to they wanted a few players out. They want Nainggolan out. They wanted Perisic out, and they have a couple more days to do a couple more business. I think they wanted to do. So it'll be interesting to see whether Inter Milan can use Lukaku and Sanchez against Barcelona, and it will be an interesting team. This
his debut, right?
Yeah.
Lukaku.
A lot of teams are rebuilding this season.
Lukaku's goals during the debut, it's a exact goal that he will score. That shot came from outside. Keeper parried, give him a chance. If he misses that goal, if he misses that goal, that typifies Lukaku.
That is Lukaku's classic goal, man.
That's Lukaku's classic goal. But
if he misses that, Inter is
going
gonna rule their luck.
Yeah,
but that's an important. We don't have a lot of players in that stature, in that sense. They are not fast enough to detect.
We will want Lukaku if he has a better first touch. It's just as simple as that. He's the Emil Heskey of Liverpool. Very, very good player.
Nistelrooy, though.
Will be excellent.
Remember how Nistelrooy was? He's a poacher as well.
Nistelrooy is a poacher, but his first touch, it's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing, dude.
It's amazing. I can
still
still
remember that. I was just about to point out that.
There's a cross coming in for Nistelrooy, right? I still remember that cross was slightly behind him, and he still can jump, tilt his head back, and head it towards goal. And his body is just that flexible to do it. Lukaku can't hit shit.
He's big as well.
Bounce off his head to the back, and that's Lukaku.
He looks big, but he falls and trips.
Yeah. He's good. He's good. I'm not saying Lukaku is not good. He would do amazingly well at Inter Milan because there will be chances coming in for him, and against a lot of weaker teams. But in 20 games against strong opponent, against the big six, he's got 1 goal. And
that's an important
Chelsea.
Stat.
That is not a Malaysian. That's not a Malaysian stat. That's not a Manchester United stat.
He'll do well in Inter Milan then.
Inter Milan should have taken into consideration those stats though.
Since Aseng asked, I think Barcelona will struggle against Inter Milan. Number one, because if you look at Barcelona's track record against a physical team, if you look at Inter Milan, they talk about Barcelona's height and also physical advantage. It's already been decreased. They already at a disadvantage against Inter Milan team. If you look at current Inter Milan team, they're very much average height. It's like 6 feet. The way that Barca lost to Celtic, remember, where they were the height and also the physicality. They will definitely struggle. And Antonio Conte is going to use his experience playing in European stage to really cause trouble to Barcelona. So I can see that group being interesting, yeah.
Conte the best manager, Lukaku said so.
His words though, his words.
I think
the last Conte was looking for Lukaku for a couple of seasons. He was trying to bring him in.
Yeah, Chelsea also he wants to bring him in. I think, Lukaku typifies a few managers. Actually, Lukaku is Jose Mourinho's player. It's Conte player. Definitely, actually, he does what Drogba do. He just doesn't have the first touch. Yeah, Drogba has the first touch. Nistelrooy has the first touch. Lukaku doesn't. So that's why at the end of the day, I will see him as just a very, very good player, but never excellent enough for Manchester United. Okay, let's talk about the last thing. Virgil van Dijk. Deserved? Not deserved?
I think Alisson should have gotten it, but he was not even nominated.
Yeah.
I think he was the most decorated player last season, man.
Yeah.
Golden Premier League Golden Glove, Champions League Gold, and also for Copa America.
Yeah,
he won Copa America, he won Champions League, and he got Golden Glove for all 3.
True.
And
it's a bit of a blasphemy because Van Dijk also did it in 1 season. Alisson did it in 1 season, but Alisson was a bit unknown before Liverpool. So if he does it again this season, I think we have to.
Has a keeper won it before though? No keeper has won it before, right?
I think so. As far I don't know if you look.
Oliver Kahn who won it once.
We go back to Kahn. Yeah, it's Kahn. Amazing keeper. So the thing is, again, there's also not a lot of defender who has won it before. And this is definitely a big achievement for Virgil van Dijk, and we have to respect that because that is, I mean, Alisson and Van Dijk are the 2 reasons why Liverpool are so good last season. The season before that, Salah were amazing, Mane were amazing, but they leaked goal. They leaked goal like a sieve. Yeah. They leaked goal like a sieve, and that last season.
When you look at Van Dijk's stats, it's really good as well. Like wherever he plays, the stats really speaks for itself.
And somebody actually, Pepe at last. People pass him.
After 50 games. that was not direct as well. It was not direct.
Yeah.
He can't pull it.
One-to-one.
It's not one-to-one.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, nobody want to go up against Van Dijk, so they just run away, and that's why nobody pass him. Okay, so we hope Harry Maguire does a Van Dijk and Manchester United, and this is the end. We have come to the end. Let's end it with score predictions. Manchester United versus Liverpool feeder team versus Manchester United, and Arsenal versus Tottenham. So what do you guys think? Let's start with Southampton versus Manchester United. Me?
Okay. I will not predict a 3-0 anymore. I will definitely predict a 4-0. 4-0 Man United.
Let's go for that. Let's go for
There you
that.
go.
Southampton's not a bad team, right? But
4-0, 4-0 Man United win. Yes, that's my prediction.
what
I'm
did
very-
Liverpool score against Southampton?
4-1.
If you
No.
if you punt or if you bet, you're gonna lose big every single game. Because your predictions are emotionally driven.
And it will always be. It would always be. But I see I see Mata coming in. I hope Matic doesn't come in, and I see Greenwood starting. So I would say that it's gonna be a must-win game for Ole. But I mean, last game was must-win, you know. So I'm gonna go for a 2-1 or 2-1 win. I can see Southampton being able to score. And I hope Manchester surprise me in a good way and do a 4-0.
Yeah.
But
You're not
let's
playing
go
against
2-1.
Chelsea, are you? If you're playing against Chelsea, we go for a
Yeah,
4-0.
but the thing is, Southampton is a bit more attacking. It just depends on whether they want to take the template that has been set up by Crystal Palace. So, but if they start to play attacking, then Manchester United, it's very difficult to go against when they counter attacking. So there's that. Arsenal versus Tottenham.
Draw.
Arsenal. Yeah, I agree with the draw. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. Boring.
The thing is,
Boring. Yep. True.
yeah, better of the losers. But the
Are they
thing is,
playing
I
at
think
Spurs or in Arsenal?
it's
in Arsenal, I think.
Emirates. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's Emirates. But anyway, I think
If you have good defense, it's quite easy to contain Aubameyang. That's another problem that he has, apart from his hairstyle, right? That is the only flair that he has got.
Why are you hating on the nigga though?
Ndombele is injured. Ndombele is injured. And, yeah,
He
it's
was
gonna be-
fantastic.
Yeah, and Ndombele is
Really?
injured, and I think that's going to be a very, very big problem for Tottenham. And Christian Eriksen's heart is not in Tottenham. He wants to move. So
You know one player who's back? It's Eric Lamela. He played a really good game against City the other day. He even
Lamela.
got on the score sheet.
yeah, Lucas Moura is not bad also, right?
Yeah.
Lucas
Moura.
Moura.
Oh, man, he still has that. They still have him. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
is
So,
the Korean son coming back?
but Son is back.
yeah,
Son is back for Newcastle, and it coincided with a defeat. That's what happened. Tottenham, you just can never guess them. Kane goes injured, they started winning. That's last season.
Yeah, that's
And Kane came back and they started, dropping down the table. So that's why I have more faith in Arsenal moving forward. I just see that Tottenham will do very, very well, and but they can bottle it against, smaller teams here and there. And, better of the bottlers again. Arsenal. Yeah, I think Arsenal. I'm gonna put Arsenal win at 2-1 for this team.
I'm gonna say a 3-3 draw.
A 3-3 draw. That's interesting.
Okay.
That's
So we start a 3-3
Okay.
draw, a lot of goals.
Go for a high scoring game.
And
These
Daniel
derbies,
Farker.
you can't be sure.
Daniel Farker is against West Ham, and Timo Pukki to score again.
Tipo Muki 2 goals.
I have him this week.
Okay.
I have him this week, and
Okay, I think against a team like West Ham, Timo Pukki is gonna have a bit more problem.
yeah, because they're more defensive. Very, very,
Yeah.
very, very true. Very, very logical. Okay,
They're not
so
going to play a high line. If you play a high defensive line, Timo Pukki is gonna have that advantage because he makes that run in between, the fullback and the centre back.
Oh, that Pookie.
That's his, that's
Yeah.
Puki's way, man.
Okay, yeah.
He
If you
makes
want to
that
get-
decisive run. He doesn't
runs
get
the
on the
full
offside.
in the
He
defense.
always
He runs
he's
into the
always behind the centre back or the fullback.
Like the goal he scored against Liverpool, and that's how he scored against
Yeah.
Liverpool.
He always goes in
Behind the
between
line.
them, behind them.
Okay, in between the
Let's keep it real, man. That's a bit much. Okay, so Man City to win, Liverpool to win, and Chelsea to win. Actually, again, maybe on another 3-2 against Sheffield United. So do not, Sheffield.
I want him
Okay,
to
so
score.
it's 50 minutes now. Thank you for watching United Kopitiam. Please share, like, and subscribe, and join our little community. We have 4 people now talking about EPL Gameweek number 4. So do subscribe and do follow our discussion and join in. Leave your comments down below. I'll see you next week for EPL. There's no EPL Gameweek 5. It's international game, but we'll come back and talk about the games that have gone next Friday. I'll see you, United Kopitiamers. Bye.
All right.
Bye.